Hello and welcome once again to this edition of Match Review of India's journey towards the glory of World Cup in 2023. Today we're going to talk about India versus Afghanistan match, which is the match number 9 of the 45 to be played, and this was India's second match of the tournament. As expected, India did turn out to be victorious. They were the favorites in the game, and it initially looked a bit competitive, but then when India started batting, it all looked very simple for India to go towards a coveted victory. In a nutshell, like a snapshot, Afghanistan started really well. They started cautiously. They didn't give their wickets away to Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, and the two spinners, which is really good, Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. So all in all, it was really a cautious yet, well sought after sort of plan. They lost their first wicket at the score of 32, so they did a slow start. But like I said, they were cautious. The focus was not to lose wicket, so that they can sustain till the very long end. It is a 50 overs match, not a 20-20. So obviously, you can always get the time to catch up and come back in the game, which they did. So all in all, at the end of the 50th over, they were at 272 runs for 8 wickets. So that by itself is a really good score, given the fact that they didn't fare too well against Bangladesh in their first match. And like I said, this was a good, well-planned from the Afghanistan team. The two batsmen, Hasmatullah and Azmatullah, so they did really well. Hasmatullah scored 80 and Azmatullah scored 62. So that was the fourth wicket partnership, which went from probably around 52 for 3 or something like that, went all the way to the 140s. Thanks to these two big innings, which was by itself a massive gain for the team in this structure. India, the wicket was nice and dry and it has a bit of a bounce, so there were some tinges of grasses which gave that bounce that the bowlers expected. What it did do also, it held the wicket nicely. There was no uneven bounce as such, there was no bad behavior of the wicket, and the wicket didn't break. So that's why our spinners, when I say our, I mean India's spinners, were not that effective as they were previously in Chennai, where the wicket had lesser grass and was with a bit more cracks. Here the cracks didn't open up. Remember, this is a beginning of a cricketing season in India. So a lot of wickets like this, for example, had a lot of rest. They were looked after properly by the curators. So as a result of that, they don't come up to be underprepared or own out wickets. They are reasonably in a good shape sort of wicket. So when they started batting, as the sun, and it was a beautiful weather, it was Delhi, which is nice and dry. There's no high humidity as much as in the south of India, and there wasn't any cloud covers as well. So the ball wasn't moving too much. As a result of that, it was moving. It was the excellence of Jasprit Bumrah and Siraj that the new ball moved a little bit, but that's expected. Quality bowling attack with a brand new Kookaburra white ball, it will move in the first few overs. So that's why what they adopted at Afghanistan team is that we don't need to lose wicket. If runs don't come, that's fine, because when the ball starts not moving and stops moving in the air, then they can play through with the shots, which is exactly so. In all, if Afghanistan did not lose those 2 quick wickets, wicket number 2 and 3, the score would have been much bigger than what we saw. This is my gut feeling, because their planning went really well. It's just that they lost. When you have 52 for 3, again you have a little bit step back, a little bit consolidation starts. So what India did is, yes, they got their first wicket at a score of 32, and then something in the 50s, like 52 for 2 and 53 for 3 sort of, and that kept on stopping the run scoring. Now again, as the weather rolled by, the weather was still the same. The ball stopped moving in the air. The wicket was not favorable as much as it would need it to be for spinners to get uneven bounce or sharp turns and stuff like that. So playing on that wicket became really easy. Now, like I said, when the first team batting on this sort of a track, in daylight, if playing looks easier, it just gets better under lights because the weather cools down a little bit. If you have a tinge of dew, that will actually make the wicket even better, even a little bit more batting friendly. And again, if there was a dew, then when the balls go out in the field, out like towards the outfield, it can come back with dew and it will become a bit wet, hard to grip. Those things did not happen much in terms of the ball getting wet patch, and the way Rohit Sharma played today, as his natural self, he went for his shots, went and hit the balls through the line. He looks in absolutely good touch. Like I said in the last preview of mine, the way when a batsman gets out, you would know whether that was a ball that deserved a wicket or did the batsman throw their wicket away. Now, sometimes it is a bit of both, or sometimes it is just one or the other. Now, in Rohit Sharma's case, in the first match against Australia, the ball actually moved after pitching on the wicket. So actually cut off the wicket and came inside, towards him, came towards the wicket. So as a result of that, when he committed to the shot, because the ball made that late movement off the wicket, and he was committed, obviously he would be when you're in the front foot, the ball was on the front foot length. So there was nothing that he could do if the ball moves that much. That's the element of cricket anyway. So it was not a wicket thrown away. It was a ball that got his wicket. And any batsman in his caliber or beyond, even better level or under level, doesn't matter, would get out to that ball. Same with Shreyas Iyer. He played the ball which did not come, as fast as it should have because of the wicket being slower. So he went through with the shot. You can argue that he should have not gone for the shot. But when the ball is within your striking zone, why wouldn't you? Why would you be so skeptic about a ball? If it was wide outside the stump and he chased it and got out, got an edge to it or whatever, I can understand. But this ball that he got out against Australia was within the hitting zone, and all he did is played the shot on the merit of the ball, but because the ball came slow on him, he played the shot a bit too early, so it became an easier catch to David Warner. But again, these things are a part of the game. It happens. Same with Ishan Kishan yesterday got 47 runs. Yes, he got out to a ball which he could have played a bit better, but we'll come to that a little bit later. But how he got out against Australia is chasing a ball outside the off stump. Now that was a little bit batsman error sort of a ball. That ball was not a wicket-taking ball. Had he left that ball, it would have gone. It's his first ball of the match. But again, when you have fielders all up in the circle, it's a hitting zone for you. Outside the off-stump ball going away from you. So even if you miss the ball, it doesn't get you bowled out or LBW. You throw your bat at it. You go for the shot. But like I said, it was a batsman's kind of error in the early stage of his wicket. But if that bat hit the middle of the bat, it would have gone for a 4 and you would have said, what a shot, right? That's a part of the game anyway. Coming back to the Afghanistan game, so Afghanistan batted really well. That's the biggest point after they had a setback against Bangladesh and then off late also. They batted really well for their considering the pressure. They're playing against a big team in front of the big team's home crowd and in a pressure situation where the bowling attack is really good as well. So the crowd was against them. The bowling attack was really good. What was favorable was the batting condition. And what they did is they stuck to their tasks. They had a plan and they executed the plan really well. That's why 272 is not the worst score on earth. It's still 5.5 runs almost, which again in this day and age is easily chaseable. As you saw, Pakistan chased down about 7 runs and over the other day. But Afghanistan did really play well. I have to say that. And when your bowlers don't get wicket, when they're used to getting wickets, there is a frustration element that creeps in. And you can see how every wicket matters. So India's mindset in this World Cup is something that I'm finding a bit different, which is favorably in a positive way. It's because every match they're playing with a lot of confidence, but a steel, what should I say? There's a steel silence about it. They're not too noisy, they're not too animated, but they are celebrating at times when they have to, and they're going to. It's like a mission, It's like when you go for a war mission, when you hit your target, you just do this and then you move on to the next target. So it's something like that. It's very precise and precision way, and they're not getting perturbed with anything going wrong. When they lost 3 wickets for 2 runs other match, yes, it was tremors in the dressing room, but they didn't lose. The people were in nice and relaxed mode when they're there. Yes, they want to win the match. So that is a very mark of reference. It's when you take too much pressure on you, then you forget the basics of the game and you start doing funny things. And well, obviously the pressure is still there. They haven't gone out of pressure as such. But I think they've done really well. Now, going back to India's bowling, Jasprit Bumrah came with 4 wickets. Like I said, when you have a good bowler, an intelligent bowler like Jasprit Bumrah, or for that matter any, like Shane Warne in his times, they don't need a wicket that is a bowler favourable always. They don't need to get a bowler favouring wicket to perform at their peak. Sometimes they take the wicket out of the equation. Regardless, all they have to do is just change their pace, change the lengths, change the trajectory. So in that you don't need, even if the ball not doing much off the wicket, if you're focusing the batsman, if you're bowling, like for example in Yorker, you don't need a wicket for that. It's just, even on a concrete you can get somebody out if you bowl a really good Yorker. Same with slower balls. If you change your pace from 140 to 80, which Jasprit Bumrah did yesterday, he bowled a ball that was 80 kilometers per hour. So obviously batsman gets focused, and that's exactly what happened when he got hit for a 6 by Rashid Khan. The next very ball, he got him out just by bowling a slower short ball, slower bouncer kind of ball outside the off stump. And he knew it would work. The reason being, it was still in the same line, which is outside the off stump, but the length was a bit different and the pace was a bit different. As a result of that, because Rashid Khan is not a very calculated opening batsman or a first down, second down sort of batsman, he had that rush of blood already flowing in the system that I can hit 6. I've just hit this guy a 6. It is not that hard to hit a 6. That's what his mindset was. It was the end part of the game, of the innings. So obviously he would go and throw his bat at everything that he possibly can, which he did. So he was mentally, purely committed. Now how the bowler, which is Jasprit Bumrah in this case, assess that and expect that and assume that and then executes a plan is what makes the difference between a good bowler and a great bowler. And that's what he did. He saw that this was the mindset that Rashid Khan would be in. So he did put the ball in the same zone that Rashid Khan would have had a confidence purely because he had a 6 tester ball before. But it's a different kind of a ball that he puts there. It's a slower ball. It's a shorter ball, which is a bit more bouncier. As a result of that, because he was mentally so committed to the shot anyway, regardless what ball comes, Rashid Khan went for the shot and hit under the ball as opposed to hit on the ball or at the ball. And then obviously it went as a catch. Kuldeep Yadav made a lot of distance. Now that was a very funny thing that happened yesterday for this caught out. Kuldeep Yadav was on the line and Ravindra Jadeja was deep point. The ball actually went up and was falling between these two fielders. Deep point, and not really a deep point, deepish point. So it was the conventional point, but a little bit deeper, just outside the 30th circle, and on the boundary line. So Kuldeep Yadav was running towards the ball and Jadeja was running towards the ball. Both of them were running towards the ball, right? And same situation happened the other day when Mitch Marsh and Carey were running towards the ball. But Mitch Marsh's he took the eyes of the ball. His mind was all set that I hope it doesn't, we don't hit each other. Whereas here, there were signals, there was, calls, which Kuldeep Yadav made, and Kuldeep Yadav was running towards the ball, facing the ball, and Jadeja was running behind the ball, not facing the ball, basically he was running behind, going backwards to go to the ball, all that sort of stuff. But there was a lot of communication there. As a result of that, when the catch actually came, and Kuldeep was about to catch it, Jadeja actually went down on the ground. So that was why you can understand that there was a communication between them. Jadeja made it sure that he doesn't come in the way visually as well which can disrupt the concentration of Kuldeep. Fortunately or unfortunately, Kuldeep missed the ball in the first place. It just popped out of his hand. Unlike Mitch Marsh, he's actually had the ball in his palm, which Mitch Marsh didn't. He actually missed the ball totally, overran it. And then it popped out of his hand. But because he kept the eye on the ball all throughout, from point 1 to point 10, when it popped out of his hand, he still grabbed it at a second chance, which was a little bit further away. He actually dived to grab it in the second chance. But he was in the moment. He was fully focused on the ball all the way through. So even if he missed in the first place, he did catch in the second place. So that's a quite of good learning for young cricketers out there, how to field and how to catch balls and how to keep your eye on the ball right till the very end. You can make, an accident go to an incident. So that's pretty much it. In terms of India's batting, obviously India's batting is in a good form after Asia Cup and after the match against Asia Cup final. Obviously they didn't get a chance to bat, but Asia Cup semi-final with Pakistan, 356 runs they scored previously. So not semi-final, but in the league match they scored 356. So the batting is already tested okay under the circumstances. They did really bat well against Australia. After losing 3 wickets for just 2 runs, they scored 202 runs for just losing 1 wicket. So all in all, the team is in great shape. Virat Kohli, who can stop him, scored another 50, the 68th 50 of his career. Rohit Sharma came up with 2 new records. Rohit Sharma is now the first cricketer ever from India to score more than 5 centuries. So Rohit Sharma now scored 6 ODI centuries in ODI World Cup cricket. Previously the record was held by Sachin Tendulkar and he scored 5 centuries in World Cup cricket. But be mindful, Sachin Tendulkar played 5 World Cups. Rohit Sharma played 3 World Cups. So, and plus, obviously, none of us can forget the world's highest score is under his belt, 264 runs in a one-day innings. Can't believe that. But that's Rohit Sharma for you. And he also came up with the fastest 100 yesterday. The fastest 100 as of yesterday, or prior to yesterday, belonged to Kapil Dev at 72 balls for 100. Rohit Sharma did that in 63 balls yesterday. So 2 landmarks that he reached. Amazing batting. Sometimes he make batting look so simple. Hooking and pulling in front foot. I've really watched very close. Some of the balls he played, the weight transfer didn't happen in the back foot. He still played a pull. And that's Rohit Sharma for you by default anyway. He can do that. That's his element of difference. Plus all those traditional shots of his, beautiful cover drives, lofted cover drives, all of those were there as well. So anyway, cut long story short, all in all, India had a great match. We all look for India won the match just by losing 2 wickets. One of Rohit Sharma at 131, the other one was of Ishan Kishan for 47. Both of them got out to googly from Rashid Khan. Rohit Sharma's googly, well, I think he probably picked it up, but he was going in a short mode anyway, because always what I found really good that the team is focused on net run rate. Given this is a big league kind of a game, 45 matches being played, you're playing with every team, the net run rate needs to come in the picture, will come in the picture some or the other way. So when you can, get it under your belt. Same with the Australian match. They got those runs done in 40 overs, 10 overs to spare, not losing much wickets as well. So all these things count a lot. Here also, India scored the runs in 35 overs, 15 overs to spare. So massive net run rate favourable because they lost only 2 wickets and got the runs scored in only 35 overs. So all in all, India is in great shape and really poised. So if you think of it, you can take a step back. All the batting side is now tested, they're in good form. Virat Kohli, we don't need to talk about him. First 2 matches, he got 2 50s. So he's in full gun at the moment. Shreyas Iyer came back to song yesterday. Ishan Kishan missed out in the first game. Second game, 47, really good shape. Rohit Sharma missed out in the first game, really good shape. Second game. So basically, the team is in good shape. So if you want to be well equipped before you go and play against Pakistan, which is this Saturday, I think India is in a great spot once again. So psychologically, Pakistan would be on the back foot, given that it's a World Cup game, which the history says that they've never won a World Cup match against India. But the form also will help. Yes, I understand that Pakistan's Rizwan is in great form, and Rizwan has always been a pain for India. Luckily, they got him out cheaply in the Asia Cup. But Rizwan is a factor. Shaheen Afridi is a factor. Haris Rauf is a factor. So, and plus, if you match it up with each other, I reckon we are really poised well. And Pakistan also came up with a good match before with a good team as well, Sri Lanka, chasing a really high total. So Pakistan will be really on the up. They have won both of their matches. Like India, they have won reasonably easily. So as a result of that, I reckon the 14th October, we are all poised and eagerly looking forward to that game where India and Pakistan will clash with each other on their top forms. So all the best to Team India, and we'll catch up with you again with that India-Pakistan match review. Stay tuned and be happy. Cheers.